All right, today we're talking all things HIIT. That's right, HIIT. And no, not like I'm coming to hit you, but high intensity interval training. That's a mouthful. But anyway, we're going to be talking about that, my thoughts on it. Should you be doing it? Should you not be doing it? And more. So strap in, get ready for episode 184. Let's go.
The future of fitness.
How do you gain muscle mass?
Fitness is not complicated. It's simple when you break it down.
There's so much information out there.
No fads, no diets, just plain simple habits.
You're listening to the Bones to Bulk podcast.
Hey, welcome to today's episode. My name is Brian Parody, and I will be your host today. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the show. So glad to have you here. For my return listeners, thank you for coming back. I know there are a myriad of options you can choose from in the podcasting realm, and it means the world to me that you choose to tune in to this one. I think I was going somewhere else with that, but we're going to go with one. All right, if you have not signed up for our text community, I don't know what you're waiting for because it is an amazing way to stay in touch with me. If you have suggestions for the show, if you have questions, you can always text them to me. So text the word podcast to 706-222-7551. The way it works is you'll get a couple automated messages in return, one letting you know you're signed up, and two requesting that you add the number to your contacts list. Those messages are pre-written. I wrote a little blurb and that goes out to everybody. However, after that, every single text you get comes directly from me. That's right, no bot, it's no auto thing. Like if you text me at that number, I will respond. I will caveat that saying that I only check this number a couple times a week because I would be on it all the time, but I usually have a couple days a week where I go through and answer all questions. So if you do hit me up at this number, give me a few days and I promise I will get back to you. With that being said, let's dive in. So HIIT workouts, maybe you've done them before, maybe you've never even heard of them, maybe you're on the fence about, hey, maybe I should start doing this because I have this friend who does it and they say it's great. Well, let's start from the beginning. HIIT workouts, high intensity interval training, is basically where you're doing short bursts of exercises. You're keeping the heart rate up very high so that intensity is up there. Your heart rate is raised throughout it. So the theory is you're going to burn more calories and it's a very endurance driven workout. Now, HIIT workouts can be very beneficial. They can really stretch you. If you're in kind of a really set routine or rut with your workouts and don't really feel like you're being pushed, they're a great thing to incorporate in. I always suggest, like, whenever you feel comfortable with your workouts, that's a sign that you need to change things up. Not necessarily permanently, but change something up for a couple weeks to kind of throw your muscles for a loop and be like, whoa, what the crap's going on here? That's always a good thing to do. Now, with these exercises, there's several ways to do this. So kind of more of a conventional way to do a HIIT workout is you literally go circuit style through a set of exercises. It's kind of a full body workout. You may have even seen in gyms how they sometimes will set up circuit rooms where you go from one machine to the next machine to the next machine, and you go through this circuit in a certain amount of time. That's kind of a HIIT style workout. There are other ways to do it, and I'm going to talk about my favorite way to set up a HIIT workout. But I want to talk about first off, like, you shouldn't do HIIT workouts all the time. It's very hard on your body. And if you do it for a very long time consecutively, day after day, you're going to get worn out. You're going to open yourself up to injury because you're doing full body workouts all the time. Your body isn't really resting. Ideally, I think the way that it should. Probably going to get a lot of hate over that. Same reason why I'm not a huge, well, let me caveat this. I get asked a lot too about CrossFit, and I'm not against CrossFit. I'm against CrossFit for beginners. And the reason is it's very, very hard on the body and it's very rushed. And so if you don't have a solid understanding of working out and you don't have a solid understanding of proper form, you leave yourself very prone to injury. And I see people all the time get injured in CrossFit. Again, I'm not saying that it's bad, but I'm saying if you are just starting off, I do not suggest doing CrossFit because it's such high intensity and it's so hard on the body that you are very likely to get an injury doing it if you are not experienced at lifting. All right, I caveated off to that just because I wanted to address that because it's kind of a HIIT style workout, even though it's its own identity. But with HIIT workouts, so I do suggest breaking them up when you do them. You know, maybe do one HIIT workout a week. Make sure that if you do them, they're not your primary workouts. You have other things that you are doing in between your HIIT workouts. So maybe do a HIIT workout, then do individual muscle groups. When you set up your HIIT workout, one thing that I really like to do with it is I like to combine the weightlifting and the HIIT workout style, but in a more traditional sense. So, where typically you would go from one machine to the next, to the next, to the next, and kind of run through this cycle. What I like to do is I'll do my regular muscle group routine. So let's say, for example, I'm hitting chest and triceps. I'm going to do my bench press as normal. And after the first set, well, you can structure it one of two ways. You can either do it in between each set or in between each workout. So for example, if I were to do it in between each workout, the way I would do it is I would do all 3 sets of my bench press, or however many sets I'm doing, and I would limit my rests to a very short time in between those sets. So 30 to 45 seconds at a maximum. So I'm not resting very long, so I'm not going to be able to push quite as heavy, and I'm going to go through my sets. As soon as I get done with that third set or my final set, then I'm going to go do something high intensity. For instance, let's say battle ropes. I'm going to go over and I'm going to do battle ropes for just a minute all out. Then I'm going to go do some skull crushers. And again, I'm going to rest only a very short amount of time in between sets, maximum of 45 seconds, hammer out all my sets. Then when I'm done with my sets, I'm going to go do something else that's high intensity, maybe jump roping for a minute. Then I'm going to go and do dumbbell flies, and I'm going to do all 3 sets of that with short rests in between. Then I go do sprints. Then I go, you kind of get the idea. So what I'm doing is I'm going through my workouts very quickly. So my weight isn't going to be as high. I want to stress that. Don't try to crush your weight and do a ton and do these very short rest periods, because that's going to open yourself up for injury or getting hurt. You'll do your exercise, all your sets, then you'll go do something in between. That's one way to set it up. The other way to do it is in between each set rather than each exercise. This is going to be a lot harder and a lot more physically demanding. So in this scenario, what you would do is, if I'm on bench press, I'm going to hammer out a set, then I'm immediately going to go over and do battle ropes. Then I'm going to go back and do my second set. Then I'm going to go do battle ropes again. Then I'm going to go do my third set. Then I'm going to go do battle ropes again. So I'm alternating between battle ropes and chest press. Then I'll do the next exercise. Let's say it's skull crushers. I'll do a set of skull crushers, then I'll go do jump roping. Then I'll come back and do my second set of skull crushers, and then I'll go back and do jump roping, etc., etc. So there's 2 different ways to set it up. Personally, that way is so intense. I like the first one I mentioned, to where I do all 3 sets, or however many sets I'm doing of the exercise, with very short rests in between. Then I go do something high intensity. And there's a lot of different things you can do as far as to get your heart rate up in between. It doesn't have to be one of the ones I listed. You can do box jumps, jump roping, battle ropes, sled pushes, sprints. If your gym has one of those like stair steppers, you can go put that on really fast and stair step for a minute. You can do landmines. You could do push-ups. You could do ball slams, where you slam the ball down on the ground. There's a lot of different things you can do. So don't limit yourself in, what things you do in between the muscles you're working out. But again, I suggest doing this once, maybe twice a week, depending on how often you work out. If you work out like 6 days a week, you probably could get away with it maybe 2 days a week. But 1 day a week is ideal to kind of throw in one of these, because again, it's really focusing on building up that cardio endurance, which is a good thing. That can translate over into you being able to lift more efficiently, because your breathing is more controlled and you're more used to just going for the distance, that endurance level. So that's my take on HIIT workouts. Yes, I think they're good. No, I don't think you should be doing them all the time. And if you've never done one before, I'm not going to say take it slow, because the whole idea of a HIIT workout is to go fast and get that heart rate up, but ease into it. Don't expect to go completely demolish it and crush it your first time out, because it's going to take some getting used to, but it is a great thing to throw in. And another thing, maybe you're working out your muscle groups once a week. So you're working out 5 times a week and you're doing chest and triceps one day, back and biceps one day, shoulders, and then legs. So you got 4 days. On that 5th day, throw in a HIIT workout. It can be a good way to end your week. So I hope this gives you some good ideas, and try it out. Let me know what you think. All right, I'm going to plug my YouTube channel. I just hit 400 videos. That's right, 400 freaking videos on YouTube. I'm not going to lie, probably the first 50 to 100 are pretty bad. Like, I haven't watched them in ages. They're a couple years old, so there's no telling. But the point is, every week I put out 2 YouTube videos. There's a ton of great content on there. I have full workouts, full resistance band workouts, full dumbbell workouts, full gym workouts, body weight exercises. Like, I have them broken up into muscle groups. You can check out the playlists and see, like, individually, like, hey, I need some new back exercises, and go to the back playlist. So it's all broken up, easy to find stuff. go check it out, youtube.com/bones to bulk. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. That would mean the world to me. With that being said, remember, no matter what issues you're facing, what walls you're coming up against, you can overcome anything that you set your mind to. You've got this.